Yo guys, what is up? Got some more Call of Duty gameplay for you today. There'll be a couple of gameplays if you can't tell by the length of this video. First game is some Domination on Armada Strike using Silent Stoner, Akimbo Magnums, usual perk setup. And the second gameplay is Domination on Miami. I'll be using KSP with, I don't know the secondary, and the typical perk setup on that as well. If you want all the setups, it'll be in the description below. So I'm not going to talk too much about the gameplay. Gameplay will speak for themselves. I just want to go ahead and give a quick PSA, whatever, that Miami gameplay isn't anything too special. It's just something I want to get off my hard drive and use for the sake of this video. And this video, I'm going to go ahead and go over. It's got a wide range of topics I want to talk about today. Something I've been wanting to do for a while now. Kind of go over some stuff, clear the air on some stuff. Why I do this, why I do that. Kind of go over some stuff about YouTube, stream, and kind of give you an insight into some sports shit. If a lot of you don't know, I am a sports fan and kind of talk about some sports. Because I've been wanting to do that too and just never got around to it. Anyway. So let's talk about Call of Duty. I'm at my wit's end with this game. Today is the 10th. I logged on yesterday to do the challenges for the new shotgun, and the fact that you have to do 15 games to get it is absolutely stupid. Not only that, you need 3 kill streaks, and they don't stack. You get 1 kill streak a game, and that's it. So it's a grind. It's definitely a grind, and they really just want you to pay the $12 it is, because it's like $1, 100 COD points. It's a $12 pack just to get the shotgun unlocked. And I'm just at my wit's end with Call of Duty. It's not even Call of Duty, it's just competitive games in general nowadays. It's just trying to do bundles, loot boxes, all that shit. And I know before anyone says anything, this has been a thing for a while now, and I understand that. And it's been a problem in Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare. Hasn't gotten any better. In fact, it's probably gotten a lot worse from what I fucking could tell. But I feel like there's a new bundle added every fucking day. And it's just so old that they're prioritizing monetary growth over fixing their fucking game. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's like every time I play, I always have one bad thing to say about the game. Whether it's hit detection, matchmaking, bugs, shit like that. And the fact that this game has gone 2 months and they haven't fixed the mouse and keyboard hit detection or the crash issues or the UI errors that are in the game. And if you don't know what UI errors there are, I logged into a game into Nuketown the other day, and I had no UI, no map, no HUD, couldn't hit start to exit the game. I had to go back to the desktop, go to the taskbar, and just end it that way. And we loaded into a game on satellite, and I had no map. And it's not the first time it's happened. That happened on my old rig, and it hasn't happened on this rig yet until that day, so it's if Cyberpunk wasn't as buggy as it was at launch, I feel like Cold War would be getting the brunt that Cyberpunk got. But at this point, I feel like a majority of the Call of Duty community just accepts that, you know, Activision just makes these games, or publishes these games for the money, and whatever the developers do, they do. They're still going to get the shit for it. So it doesn't really matter in the end anyway. Activision gives 2 shits about the community. Well, they don't give 2 shits, I should say, about the community. Because if they did, they would do their best to fix it. And I'm sure if they were put under a class action lawsuit by investors like Cyberpunk was, they would probably change their tune, fix the game, and put the game into a playable state. Because currently, while yes, you can play the game, the amount of balance issues this game has, the amount of bugs this game has, and the matchmaking on top of it just make it a real shitty experience for anyone who plays it. Like, my games consist of probably 1 out of 10 games, I'll get one good team, or not, where we just absolutely just crush the enemy, and then it's either be crushed or get crushed, and I feel like there's really no in between. If I'm playing the objective, there's no in between a competitive game to a cock stomp of the enemy or my team. It's just one or the other. It's stupid. It's annoying. Team balancing isn't a thing. It's just, hey, you did too well, so let's peg you back down a step. And I said it in my last video last Monday that if Activision could, everything would be right in the world, and everyone would have a 1-win loss, a 1 KD across the board, and nobody would be good at the game at all. But if they did that, they would lose money. But then you must be asking yourself, well, why do you keep playing if you don't like it? And this goes back to Modern Warfare 2. I played Modern Warfare 2 extensively. It was a very pissed off, angsty teenager when Modern Warfare 2 was out. I logged in like 32 days of playtime, and if you watched any of my old videos, right after One Man Army noob tubes got discovered, I was pretty pissed off pretty much all the time about the game and its state. And the only reason I kept playing is I had friends to play with. And looking back in retrospect, Modern Warfare 2 was actually really fun. If the Infinity Ward fiasco hadn't happened, had they fixed all the glitches, One Man Army noob tube, and all that stuff, the game would have been great, in my opinion. It's just the community is what held that game back. The community is what's always going to hold a game back. Just when you put in shit-tastic play styles with broken shit, that's what you get. And the developers are to blame as well, but again, Infinity Ward kind of just dipped, made Respawn, made Titanfall, and we all know how that went. And I feel like Infinity Ward got out at the right time. I feel like they just wanted to make a really good product, and Activision just wanted money. And if you've been following Call of Duty since the COD 4 days, you could tell that the quality of these games have gone downhill tremendously. You know, launch time used to not be as big of a buggy mess as it is now. Modern Warfare 2 on launch was pretty fucking enjoyable, actually. And I had a ton of fun playing Demolition and using regular guns before noob tubing became a thing. There's glitches. There's the Javelin glitch, if you guys remember that. But Infinity Ward patched it like a week later, so it wasn't that big of a deal. In Prestige hack lobbies, who gives a shit? It's just Prestige. It's just an emblem. So yeah, they just didn't take the time to do it, but it's whatever. They could have just hit level 70 and sat on their custom classes. But it wasn't a big deal to me. It wasn't like someone aimbotting or wall hacking, so it wasn't that big of a deal. The game was playable, it was fun. It's just a shame it became trash due to the community. And even then, people were boycotting buying the map packs because of the broken state of the game. And here we are in 2021 now, where we have bundles of weapons and blueprints coming out every week that people constantly buy. If you would have told me this like 10 years ago, I would have lost my shit. I feel like the last good COD release was Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2 had its issues on launch too with skill-based matchmaking. And I don't think a lot of people remember that because they fixed it right after the start of the new year. Whereas in Cold War, I feel like the matchmaking's gotten worse, and they're not going to fix it because they just patented this matchmaking design in the last year with Modern Warfare 2019, well, last 2 years. So it's going to stick around a while, which means the future of Call of Duty is looking pretty bleh, in my opinion, anyway. So if you don't like it now, now's the time to start jumping ship to Battlefield, which I've already seen reports of Battlefield implementing skill-based matchmaking. So this could possibly just very well be the future of first-person shooters, and the only way to get past it is to play games where the community managers listen, the developers listen, and they're like, hey, this is a bad idea, and they take it out. But That said, I'm still going to play a bit, stream, trying to get used to mouse and keyboard, and hopefully I can stream some of that in my adventures of getting good aim with a mouse. It's not going to be easy, but I think it will be more beneficial in the long run. So moving on, spent more time on that than I wanted to, but I want to talk about Final Fantasy rating and why I've kind of just stopped playing Final Fantasy in general. If you followed my stream early last year, I did all of Eden's Verse Savage Prog on my Twitch. I also did all of my Ultimate Weapon Ultimate Prog on my stream as well, and then I kind of just stopped. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm super burnt out on Final Fantasy. Just rating in that game. Savage isn't hard. It's really fucking easy, actually. In fact, you can actually... We cleared the first 3 fights of that tier in the first 2 weeks of the release through pugging. It's just brain dead easy. Ultimate, I feel like, is where it's at. But the problem with Ultimate is you need a static. And my problem with statics are... If I'm going to be in a static... I'm going to need to be with people that I can tolerate and do content at the level I want to do content. The static I was in wasn't bad. There's still drama and shit, and I'm not going to go into that. But at the end of the day, I can't just... I don't want to be in a group where I feel like I don't get along with everyone. I feel like no one has the same drive as one another to get stuff done. So, yeah, that's my reason why I don't do statics. And that was the same in World of Warcraft. If you remember back when I played that, I had a guild raid group and it exploded due to drama. And there's people I wanted to replace, I couldn't replace because we were on a dead server. And if people would actually had played to their potential, we could have been a really fucking good raid group. But shit happened. Drama happened, shit fell apart, I got burnt out, and that's kind of why I stopped playing WoW. It's kind of why I'm starting to stop playing Final Fantasy. Just too much bullshit, not worth it. And there's other stuff that I have to play that I want to play, and I can just put my time and effort towards that instead of feeling like I'm obligated to playing a game like it's a job. But so if anyone wants to know why I haven't been playing Final Fantasy or why I stopped streaming it, that's why. Just no interest in it. I streamed normal modes on patch day when they came out last month to test the new PC, and by the time I was done, I'm just like, yeah, that's not it. It's time to just go casual and not even worry about it. Stream and YouTube. So with YouTube, I've primarily been like a Call of Duty uploader. I tried Let's Plays and I went about it the wrong way, and the only reason I went about it the wrong way is because I was with someone and I couldn't record audio the way I wanted to. So I kind of just uploaded audio-less commentary. Well, I had audio, in-game audio, but I had commentary-less Let's Plays. Wasn't the way to do it, and I didn't really gain anything off of it other than having the playthrough on my channel. If this was like 2008, 2009, this would have been fine, but it wasn't. This was the post-commentary era of YouTube, so it's kind of just something I wanted to do, just never did. And I started to do Resident Evil 4, and that stopped because reasons. It's right around the time when my ex died, and I just did not have the passion for it, didn't want to do it. And now with streaming, you know, I feel like Let's Playing on YouTube there's no reason to do it. Live streaming is where it's at, and that's what I want to do. It's primarily what I'm going to do on live stream, along with playing, you know, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, all that shit. I'm not going to skip out on competitive games. I want my stream to be where I do playthroughs, and by the time this video comes out will be when I start doing streaming on a more full-time schedule. I'll definitely be streaming at least hopefully about 4 hours a day to start, and eventually try to move that up to 6-8 hours stream bigger I get, or the longer I do it, just to try to grow. It sounds kind of selfish, but treat it like a job, treat it like a hobby, treat it however you want. I just feel like my personality shines more in a live environment more than a commentary environment, and I feel like I'll be able to actually show my personality a lot more in stream. That's what I'm hoping. And I just want to entertain people. That's what I want to do, and I enjoy making people laugh and make people happy, so that's why I'm a streaming. And the last topic for the day is sports. Now, if you don't know much about me, I've posted some on Twitter about baseball, but I ain't posted too much about what I actually watch or what I actually do in my spare time other than play video games. And here lately it's been watch anime. Been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's amazing. Love it. But outside of anime, what else do I watch? And I watch baseball. I love baseball. Atlanta Braves, my team, always has been. But baseball holds a sentimental place in my heart because I used to watch it with my grandfather when I was little. Back when the Braves were dominating the NL East. Had like 14 straight titles. It was amazing. Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Chipper, Andrew. They were such a fucking dream team. I love it. Got spoiled on it. But right around, let's say, the mid-2000s, when I was a teenager, I just stopped watching sports altogether. I used to watch basketball too. I used to play basketball, but basketball's so goddamn boring to watch. If you want to know my teams in basketball, they were Memphis Grizzlies and Phoenix Suns. Became a Suns fan in 2005 when Steve Nash, Shawn Marion, and all them were on the team. And the main reason why I loved them so much was just their balls-to-the-wall play style, which versus the rest of the NBA made their game super enjoyable to watch. It was fast-paced, it was interesting, it was full-court action, all game, every game. I absolutely loved it. But there's no teams that really do that anymore, at least from what I've seen. I've got to the point where now I only watch occasionally. I'll tune in to playoffs every now and then, see who's playing, see how well things are going. And from what I can tell, basketball has just become so fucking lazy. There's people like straight up traveling from the free throw line straight to the hoop for a layup. Like, if this was 20 years ago, shit would get called out traveling. I hate it. I don't like the style of play. It's also kind of become just three-pointer central. It's no more small ball. Teams have their own unique style of play. It's every team goes for the long ball. They go for the three-pointers. They go for the flash, and it's no longer about fundamentals. It's just how good you look and how many points you could score because sponsorships and all that good shit. So I just don't fuck with basketball. I don't fuck with football either. I hate football. I find it boring, at least in the NFL spectrum. I'll watch college football just because I enjoy watching the running game and the different playbooks of all the college teams. It's very interesting to watch. If you watch a good option running college football team, it's very enjoyable to watch. Seeing the two different styles play against each other is what I enjoy the most about it. And I feel like you'd say that about college basketball too. Those kids have more drive than the actual NBA players are playing for a spot. And usually that's what breeds the best competition, are people who are driven to play at the highest level, to get noticed, get signed to these contracts. And once they get these contracts, if they are a competitive person, they keep up that level of competitiveness. But a lot of people, once they've made it, they kind of just go in the flow and just try to be a star. And the whole star aspect of basketball is kind of just, I hate it. I enjoy watching different styles of play. And that's why I enjoy baseball the most, because if you're lazy in baseball, it's going to show. And that means if you're doing bad in baseball, you're probably going to get benched. There's no place for big heads on the diamond, that's for damn sure. And there's still some level of competitiveness with pitching. I don't feel like pitchers now are as good as they were back when I was little. but I feel like the whole pitching game of baseball has changed as a whole. It's no longer about your starter going 8-9 innings anymore. It's about a good bullpen game. And I feel like why a lot of people don't like watching baseball is because, I'm not going to lie, I'll sit and watch a 9-inning game, and about, I'd say a half hour to an hour is bullpen pitcher swaps and commercials, and for a viewer experience, it's really annoying to watch, and that's why I feel like baseball really isn't popular. It is boring to watch at times if you're not interested in the more detailed aspects of the game, like the pitcher versus batter aspect. You know, that can be boring to a lot of viewers. A lot of people like watching home run derby because, you know, the flash of it all, but that ain't me. I like a good pitcher stool. I like good solid baseball. Let's put it that way. And I didn't watch any last year because 60-game season really isn't much to say. Oh yeah, there's 162 games. I don't plan on watching them all, but you can't tell how good a team is just off 60 games. And the Braves did well last year. Almost made it to the World Series. I think if they would have beat the Dodgers, they would have won the World Series. But hopefully they keep that momentum going into this season and will do just as well this season as they did last season. And hopefully that whole shortened season isn't why they did so well. But we'll see. Hopefully Soraka and Anderson will stay healthy, look good, and have a good full year under their belts. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Kind of long-winded. Been wanting to do it for a while, but yeah. Peace out.